Welcome to Rock the Vote Barbados. My name is Steve Fung, and today we are here with Marsha Kell. All right, so Marsha, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Marsha. I'm running for the Barbados Labour Party in the constituency of St. Michael South Central, which I like to describe as the area, Carrington Village, Delamareland, up to Clapham, Calmarock, just so people have an idea when we say South Central what we mean.
Okay. Where are you from originally? Where do you grow up?
I grew up in Haggett Hall, St. Michael. Went to school at Belmont Primary, which is in My Lord's Hill. Went to church in Carrington Village. So.
And where do you attend secondary school?
I went to Harrison College.
Oh, nice. So tell us a little bit about your interests around that time when you were at Harrison's College, hobbies and after career activities.
I did a piece of everything. I loved sports. I played some netball. I danced. Been dancing since I was 7 years old. That's the thing that's really kept me alive and kept me interested. I sing. I'm into songwriting, and play football. So at that time at that age you're discovering things, discovering music, discovering who you are, trying to do a bit of everything to see what it is that sticks.
So are you still into songwriting right now?
I grudgingly, because every now and then I will have a friend who is getting married, or I know a lot of producers and musicians, and they'll say, "Oh, come and help us with this." And I say to people, "Listen, I'm not an expert. Stick to the experts, but I like it, you know." And so yes, I'm still into music, songwriting, singing, dance. I teach as often as I can. Don't have much time for that now, but music and movement are what keep me going.
Alrighty, and since we're at the topic of music, what genre are you into?
All genres. I love jazz, and I like reggae and dancehall a lot. Grew up on that. Grew up hiding behind the bed because I grew up in a very religious household. Hiding behind the bed, my parents used to call it banjo, and taping off the stuff that you hear on the radio. I like Ika Mouse, Sugar Minor, Culture, and just kind of hiding and listening to it. So when I was at school, my friends, when they were listening to that song, they can understand what was being sung. They would be like, "Let's go to Marsha because she speaks Jamaican." Because I grew up listening to it so much. So, and calypso, love calypso and soca, but everything.
Alright, so as you know, the youth today always complain that things hard and the challenges is not. Tell us about the challenges you would experience in your youth.
Well, I grew up. There were three of us, three girls. And we didn't have much. Most of the families in my community didn't have much. Grew up in a very modest wooden house, and in that time, in the early 80s, people still had pit toilets and that kind of thing. And, we say that Barbados has a big middle class, but people come from all kinds of different backgrounds, and because of the education system that we have, you find yourself mixing with a lot of people from a lot of different race and class backgrounds. And so that was a challenge. It's always a challenge to kind of find your space when you don't look like or sound like and have the same experience as somebody else. But it was also a great journey. And I think that the dream of Barbados, if there's a Barbados dream, it is that no matter who you are, you can have access to lots of opportunities, and that's certainly something that I think is important for us to hold on to. So it was a challenge materially. Resources were a challenge. My parents were very resourceful. I think in trying to make a little go a long way. Things like public libraries and being able to go to the beach, and varying your experience even though you don't have a lot. I think those were things that really stood out to me, and I was very grateful that they were so engaged in our childhood and didn't just say, "Well, we don't have much, so let's not bother."
Understood. And how do you feel that your the experiences you had, even your extracurricular activities and the type of environment you were brought up in, has shaped you today?
I think that I have a lot of grit, meaning I never thought there was anything I couldn't do. Both at primary school, I had great teachers at primary school. In my community and in my household, my parents always said to us, it doesn't matter where you've come from, you are smart and you have something to say. and go for what you want. And so I think that has made me feel like I have a contribution to make in my community, in my country, and really internationally, because the thing about Barbadian people is that Barbadian people want to solve not just our own local and regional problems, but international problems, global problems. Bajans are fearless, really. Like, we think that we have a contribution to make to the world, and so my childhood has really brought that out in me, you know.
All right, and I heard you say something when you were answering the question. Do you have like a personal mantra or saying that you want to share with us, or?
Personal mantra. I don't think I would call it a mantra, but I think that if I have a kind of personal philosophy, it is that we are here to make our environment better. It's not just about making our own lives better, and we are here to challenge norms and to leave something that makes a difference to someone.
So Marsha, is there a defining moment or element in your childhood or your life that would have led you in this direction that you're now going?
I think maybe a series of moments. I think for me, in the last 3 or 4 years, I started to realize that the experience I had of growing up and having access to anything, to any type of education or any opportunity, even though my parents were not well off, that it was slowly slipping away from average Barbadians. And I really felt like I started to panic. I started to feel like I wanted my children and my grandchildren to grow up in a Barbados where they had every opportunity. And seeing that slip away so quickly and so definitively in a matter of months and years, that made me feel like it's up to me. It's not up to anyone else to try and make a change. And that's what pushed me in this direction. And that's how I try to live.
All right, and that is brilliant. Now, a bit on to the fun bit. Now, I tend to be a little judgmental of politicians when it comes to the phones they use and the comic books and characters they type to support. So I'd like to know first off the bat, are you an Apple person or an Android person?
Android.
All right, we can be good friends, man. And when it comes down to, is it Marvel or DC? Marvel would be Spider-Man, Captain America, Avengers, and DC is like Batman, Superman, those guys. Which one?
Can I tell you that I grew up reading graphic novels? So like
that's great.
So
actually.
I mean, I like Marvel and DC fine, but I think that growing up I kind of went off the beaten path a bit. I suppose if I had to choose, it would be Marvel.
Fair enough. But actually, more interested in what were you reading though? No. So I was looking for things that were. So I read things that were a bit darker and kind of more involved. I like to discover new people who were creating different characters that weren't necessarily going to be made into movies, but you know, I had friends who did some of their own sketching and writing and that kind of thing. So I was a bit of a comic nerd growing up a little. All right, that's good to know. And there was a question that popped up in the previous interview about vodka or rum. Where do you stand on
rum? What? Rum. I'm Beja. Rum.
I'm not gonna add soft drink or juice, but soft drinks are Morbi.
Morbi.
There you go. We definitely I can feel the synergy here. All right, so Marsha, just before we close, just give us one thing about yourself that is unique or something that people don't know that you would be willing to share about yourself.
I am really into dogs. I love dogs. I have a mastiff who is kind of like my best friend. Is that a bit sad? Maybe. But I like to do agility training and obedience and just get out and live life with my dog. I would love to have about 4 or 5 more, but I don't have the scope for that now. But yeah, I love animals and dogs especially.
All right, guys, so that's it. We were with Marsha Cattle, and this is Rock the Vote, Know Your Candidate. I'm Steve Fung, and have a good day.
Hi, I'm Marsha Cattle, and I want to encourage you to get out and vote. I know you say that no matter who is in, which party is in, you still have to live, and everybody still has to live. but it makes a difference how you live. And whether all the efforts that you make in your life lead to a better life for you and your family or don't lead to a better life. It is up to you. It is no one else's responsibility. It's your contribution to make. Get out and vote.